Alrighty, good morning from Paradise Surfers. We're back with another project spotlight. We have Aliex, the founder of a new Solana utility play called Trebly. He's here. We're going to cover what's Trebly, why Trebly, some of the utility around the token, the product itself, maybe some philosophical questions around pump.fun. But let's kick it off, man. Pleasure to have you on the show. If you don't mind just introducing yourself, your background in crypto, we can take it from there.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. My name's Aliex. I've been in crypto since 2021, that cycle when NFTs came in, and sort of that's where I got my groundwork. And from there on out, I sort of used my background in CSS, JavaScript, C, started building out more applications just for my own personal needs. And then I started trading heavy tokens in December, November, that time when Pump.Fun started getting a lot more popularity. And I realized that there's a huge hole in the market where meme coins offer nothing in that space, especially in Solana, that there's a great opportunity to do some utility work and provide a full ecosystem for the token.
Yeah, badass, man.
I see Trebly as this ability to use AI to 3D render from NFTs, from text, from images. But, why does somebody need to do that? Or why would they want to utilize AI for this rendering purpose? Is there any other projects that are doing something similar that are having success? Is there any game studios that are talking about this? Like, why Trebly as a platform? And then we'll try to get into the token itself.
Yeah, so what Trebly offers is anyone with no prior experience can render a 3D model, or people with experience in that sector knows how hard it is to render a 3D model, put the meshes, add the skeleton, add the rigging. And we offer that within minutes. And within the crypto community, there is no competitive that has the niche into NFTs and that sort of space and making them alive for the VR, the metaverse. That's where the future of crypto is going, as it's taking a long time, but that's where the direction's going. We've seen big brands like Epic Games, the CEO focused on the 3D creation, like innovative area where they're putting a lot of their money into. And you can see what they've done with Fortnite. They're making that a one big all-in-one ecosystem. They're trying to keep everything within that space. And what Trebly is doing is allowing creators to monetize on their 3D assets, put them into games, assert value with the certain models that they're using, and sort of building at the same time with a community with our whole token burn system as well that powers it.
I already know what Crypto Armory is going to say. Metaverse, NFTs, gaming. This sounds like last cycle narratives, but you believe that there is a future for this and you're trying to get ahead of the curve. Now, I have seen that Lex Friedman, huge podcast host, did have Epic Games founder on there, and that's what they're putting a lot of their money and effort and time into, is this 3D rendering and importing 3D objects into their gaming studio. So why do you think that finally this time is different? Metaverse is going to become a reality, and that you could be ahead of the curve, bringing in 3D rendering and AI together to these niches and these sectors?
Yeah, so a recent launch that people may have seen was Verse World. That was a game on Epic Games, which was they were using some new rendering technology where you stand in there and you're able to render yourself 3D. But we really want it to be easy for consumers to generate their own models and import it into those games, instead of having that middleman cut you off and upcharge you for a service that you could with us generates 10 cents. And I see that the direction in the metaverse is becoming more popular as crypto becomes more popular. There's already more games being developed that are powered by tokens and have rewards with tokens. And if we're the ones powering that gaming system, that makes development time less, makes the whole process easier for development and cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how crypto and blockchain evolves, sort of vis-a-vis, metaverse and gaming and so on. I think we all bought into this vision and this notion that those two technologies were going to be linked in one way, shape, or form at some point in time. We thought it was going to happen in 2021 or 2022, whatever it was. Maybe the regulations weren't really allowing for it. Maybe the technology wasn't allowing for it. But as time goes by, look, one of the big themes we talk about on this channel is the only constant is change. It is evolution. So I don't know if the metaverse is going to be a thing for sure, but there's a lot of really wealthy and really powerful tech companies working on it. And logic would dictate that people do want to be in these kind of immersive worlds.
Yeah.
We're seeing with AI, kind of getting lost in the AI, having your AI friends or whatever.
Yeah.
Why not metaverse? So I think what you guys are doing is really great. And I think, too, like, I'm just very thankful that there's a builder on Solana, doing something that's not like a quick pump and dump meme. Like you're actually building some real utility. So why don't we talk about that for a minute? Like, so talk about the Treb token. What's the use case of it?
Yeah.
What's the purpose for it on the platform?
So Trebly offers the industry's only end-to-end AI content creation pipeline. So all of our software going from AI image generation to character rigging animation, image to 3D is all powered by Treb. So there's a token cost associated for each generation. And with that token cost, a user can go in there and they can do that, make their generation, and then that money gets sent to a treasury, which gets burned. So it has a deflation economy, making it so all the users in that area can make money. And with your generations as well, you can list it on our own in-house marketplace that all the models on the homepage as seen right there, there's associated cost. And with that, you're able to monetize your 3D models. And those are all numbered individually and making it decentralized on our platform and also add rarity to it. And we've also offered a system for revenue, which would be a boost when you go to the marketplace, scroll up, sorry. So the marketplace right now, you can see all the listings. There's an option to boost, and that revenue would go straight to the treasury wallet, and then your posting will go on to the main page.
Okay, so the low hanging fruit utility I see for Treb is, number one, it costs about 1,000 Treb, which is like 10 cents right now, to generate a 3D image, either NFT collection, image, or text to 3D rendering. And all of that gets burned. Now, also people can sell their 3D renderings. Is there a fee for them when they sell it?
No, so we're working on incorporating a system where there is going to be a small fee, and that's how we will generate revenue. Right now, we're just trying to get users on the platform, see the creations they're making, and then eventually implement a revenue system. But right now, our focus is on the community, and we want to give it all back to the community.
Makes a lot of sense. And then also you do have the boosting, and the boosting will go to treasury to be burnt as well. So that's pretty cool. I saw on Dex Tools earlier that you guys have already burned like 280 million Treb tokens, and you guys just launched. That's like 0.28% of the supply already burned, and you really haven't done any marketing. You just launched as a punt fun project. So that's a nice deflationary mechanism for this utility project that's on Solana. And maybe Solana or some of the Solana people will get behind you, because it's like, look, in order to get Solana to go up and get more sticky users and provide innovation, you need some utility plays on that network. Right now, all these pump fund tokens pump, dump, they go to zero, and then the developer does it all again. You guys look to already have a solid chart. You guys have utility for their Treb token. You got all of these tabs on this website already built out, and you're only like a month old. So that is really cool to see. And some of these are really sweet. I mean, the 3D rendering is cool because it's like you can do screenshots of any angle, but I know that you're going to talk about rigging, and you can have these actually do set animations. So maybe people can make GIFs or put them in games or bring their NFT to life or whatever it may be.
So we are working for partnerships with small indie games because we want to power them with free model generation at our own cost, and we're going to be burning those tokens at our own cost. And we really just want to get the name out there. If it's a small indie game, they're using Trebly models. That's still a use case that we can show off on our platform. And so one thing, like you mentioned earlier, with rigging, I can share my screen. We can talk a little bit about that for the rigging the models, as that is one of our main leverages with our project, that we offer AI rigging. So essentially, you go over to the rigging page and you could see your models. You want them to be humanoid, so like they look like this. And so then you could just generate from there, from your inventory. So we can do a whole process. You start from the image generation. If you don't have an idea or an image you want, you go in there. There's suggested ones right here, generate, and then you download that image. You can import it in here, and we also offer polygon counts, which is meant for if you're a VR game, you want a lower polygon count because it makes the game run better. All of that. So um, we have complete like variety with what we offer, and then you just generate here, and then that gets sent over. And so a quick little example we like to show off is this model right here is generated and rigged by us. So this Bored Ape right here is using our model and our hosting, all of that. So you can see that it works really well with standard animations as well.
So it's really cool, man. Love to see you building legit products on Solana. One thing that comes to mind is, as you're working towards the end goal of, getting game developers and so on to be utilizing these 3D images, there's some low hanging fruit along the way too, right? Within the crypto space, where brands like Crypto Paradise or any other brand or KOL or project may want to take their character, their meme, or their brand assets and turn them into 3D images, and maybe their community will then latch onto it and use it in some cool, memeified way or what have you. So I think there's some low hanging fruit on the marketing side within the crypto space. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit about your guys' growth plan,
Yeah.
roadmap, and things of that nature.
So a little bit about, again, the low hanging fruit. Part of our marketing campaign is targeting that. So here's an example of Deck Screener's icon. We simply just rendered that up and made an interactive 3D model that they could use. And so we've been trying to find trending projects like this one right now. This one is the Gorbagna is at 18 million market cap, or it was when we generated this, and we generated a model within minutes. And that's could be something leveraged with advertising, all of that sort of sense, like a cool model that people can interact with, or even website design. Like if they wanted to design their website and have interactive models on the site, we can offer that for them free of cost, obviously, as we want to just get our brand awareness out there. And a lot for the roadmap. So we're implementing a leaderboard system in the next coming days. We've announced that on Twitter. And so essentially that's going to be for our discount codes, which I can show. Our discount code system is meant for creators. So if you have a platform or someone who does, you can generate a code on the website, and then it'll show up down here. You can download the image and just post that on Twitter with your code. And here's the revenue split. So the user gets a 10% discount and you get 40% earnings, and then 50% goes to the treasury. And with those earnings, those are instantly sent to you. There's no withdrawal pending, holding it on the website. As soon as someone uses those get sent to your wallet, as our system recognizes what wallet generates the code and then has the treasury wallet access to that so it can send it immediately. And a little bit more about the roadmap. We're eventually shooting for a system with rigging to make it easier, where you can do a chat or a prompt for the chat of what type of animation you want. But as of now, we offer 10 different animations. It's walking, running, idle, fighting, falling. So basically anything that you would need to make a game, we offer those for you. And that cuts down days of work for a creator.
That's awesome, man. You're much more progressed, I would say, than $100,000 or so market cap would suggest you are. I wonder if that's just a combination of the fact that it's a very new coin. And then also, I wonder too, people on Solana perhaps are sort of warming up to the notion of, utility plays. To me, it's all going to be about, building that trust, demonstrating you're not going anywhere, being consistent. People on Solana, people that are in the pump fund trenches, they're used to things only lasting a couple days. So, that the willingness to hold for a long period is somewhat lower than maybe on some other chains. So I think for you, it's just going to be about consistency, sticking with it, long-term mindset, all those things we are always preaching. And I can see this going much, much higher. So any thoughts there on the platform, Nick, or anything else?
Well, I just think that's a really cool use case, and the fact that utility there saw was like 1,500 Treb to generate these 3D renderings, which at this time is 10, 15 cents. And the fact that you've already burnt, 280 million tokens shows that people are already using it, even though you guys have only been out a month and not many people know about it. So I'm excited to see it get used more. Obviously, that makes the token deflationary. But it would be nice if some of these NFT projects or gaming projects or anybody latches on, creates collaborations or partnerships with you, and actually starts utilizing these renderings within their platforms, because that's going to show proof of concept and show that you guys do have a product market fit, a true utility that's going to be used elsewhere in the crypto space. And every time you guys are used there, obviously that is affecting the Treb token holders in a positive way.
Yeah, and again, there's that secondhand market for those NFT holders that they're not getting any sales or anything when they can just come into our platform, generate a 3D model of it, and list it for a price that suits them. And it also, as the platform grows, the more listings happen, the more rare your marketplace item is as it continues to grow, because each listing gets associated with a number. So those early listings, we're rewarding those people that are buying and trading and actively putting in stuff on the market on the earlier hand.
Yeah, I mean, I think something like this could really take off, particularly when the market gets frothy again and gets uber bullish, right? Like my theory about NFTs is that, and I know this is not NFTs per se, but it's NFT adjacent. There's characters and so on. These are unique assets, so they're NFT like. My theory on NFTs was always they are akin to art. They're digital art in many ways. Now yours may have a bit more utility than that for sure, but overall, kind of like in that art adjacent sort of category. When do people like to buy art? Who likes to buy art? Well, not certainly poor people. Not when times are tough, or people out there rushing to buy art. But when times are bullish, people have money to spend. That's when they start looking at alternative assets, different cool things to buy, collectibles, NFTs, or even perhaps 3D rendering type NFTs like what you guys have built. So I'm just curious, like, do you think the NFT space will ever see another resurgence, or was that just a 2021 thing? You think it'll ever come back, or that's it?
In that space, it's quite difficult to sort of predict the outcome, but I would say it's getting left behind. As there's these new innovations coming into the crypto world, more utility projects and more focus on other sectors, it's starting to be left behind. And that's why there needs to be a resurgence of a different platform that maybe has some associated value of utility with the object and not just the art itself. Because with the 3D rendering, there's stuff you can actually do with it. It's interactive. It's not just a possession that you have that's considered art. This is able to implement into games, 3D print, do anything at your own will, animate it, and sort of give you that your own creative edge, which I think was a missing part in the NFT realm. So I think there's definitely going to be a market when it comes to gaming. With that, again, more games are starting to be AI powered. And if we're providing them the software, then Treb token is powering that. And then again, with the Treb token powering that, that's more burning and more deflation in the market.
And the Treb token, of course, is on Solana. We'll provide the contract address in the description of the video. And I believe the best way to swap for Treb token is probably with DEX Screener's built-in DEX aggregator on their website. That seems to be the lowest price impact, thickest liquidity pool. Am I correct on that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the best option. We're listed also on CoinGecko as well and DEX Tools, but DEX Screener is definitely the best option.
I mean, going back to what you were mentioning about the evolution of the NFT space, that does make a lot of sense, right? Because static images that are just kind of a social signifier of, oh, like I'm rich. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we ever go back to that particular phase, an exact repeat of, the Bored Ape phenomenon. But you could see an evolution, like you're saying, of these NFTs, these assets being used in something else, particularly games or metaverses, kind of that obvious place. I like the idea, by the way, of a 3D rendering of the surf token. Maybe I just throw it up, get a little shelf, throw it up here in the background of this little studio we got going. But Yeah, I can see that happening, man. I can absolutely see that happening. The one thing, again, like I'm always struck by this space is it's constantly evolving. It's constantly shifting and changing. And just when something's counted out or everyone's like, oh, there's no innovation happening, like boom, something big happens that changes the landscape. So yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with NFTs going forward. I think you might be onto something.
Yeah, and our community definitely is excited about that. I know there's a lot of people in our Telegram, our community, that you guys should all join to check it out. But they've all mentioned that they're done with the NFT market and they're loving this. They're rendering even Solana meme coin like symbol, like their own avatars. And like if you wanted to create your own token, you can generate a model and have that be your icon. And we are working on a system to make it easier for all the models to be downloaded as a GIF file. So then it's a rotating. So then you can maybe have that as your icon. But we're really working on innovations and we're listening to the community as well. We have a DAO governance system. So there's proposals, there's voting power all behind there. If you hold the token, you can help us with the decision making.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like you guys are punching far above your weight. If you look at what's been built, the DAO aspects, product itself, the roadmap. I mean, to have this sitting $100,000 market cap, and look, not financial advice on this channel as ever. Folks need to go out, do their own research, join the Telegram, ask the tough questions, right? Get to know Aliex, get to know the team a little bit more. Make sure you're comfortable with it before you make any kind of decision whether you want to jump in and grab a bag. By the way, full disclosure, we have a bag. We are behind this project. We like Aliex. We like what he's doing. But even with that being said, anyone watching this video, do your own research. See if you like it. See if you think NFTs or these 3D sort of renderings, you think there's a future here, right? And if you like the plan around marketing and so on and so forth. If yes, sure. If no, hey, there's other projects. But to me, $100,000 market cap, man, this is I don't know, there's plenty of memes that are sitting at like many, many, many multiples of that, and there isn't really a lot there. And then you look at this, and you're like, wow, okay, this could be a real business.
Yeah, it's really, we're looking to build a space where people can monetize their own creativity and sort of build on that. And we really want people to use the software, post it online. That's why we have that whole discount code system. Like we want people to have that discount and also make revenue. So there's more users and the people who are holding the token can actually have a way of earning more for their efforts that they put in. And that's why we're working on an update releasing tomorrow, a leaderboard system, a live leaderboard, and it's going to be for all the people with their discount codes. You can see how many generations they made, how much Treb they've made, and we're going to have rewards for the top 3 people every month.
Well, that's a little bit of alpha. That leaderboard might exist before this video actually gets put out there, but make sure to take a look for that leaderboard on the website and see if you can participate on that to earn even more based on utilizing this utility token on Solana. I mean, I like what I say. I see primarily Crypto Amaru's talked about it is you're sitting at 100,000 market cap or sub 100,000, and you got a whole website out, multiple tabs, multiple use cases, and you have the possibility that you're not relying just on the NFT marketplace for this thing to take off. You can hit NFT collections, you can hit meme coin collections, you can hit KOLs, you can hit gaming studios, and if any of them pick up this 3D rendering or utilize your rendering, then the Treb token is going to garnish a lot of speculators, a lot of burning, and a lot of utility opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, if any one of those picks up, we just leverage in that sector and build out from there. We already have everything set up for that. It's just a matter of making it focused on that niche on the website. Exactly.
Well, there's already a number of, say, meme coins or maybe less so NFT collections. I don't know how many NFT projects we're connected with anymore, but certainly meme coins or even utility coins with strong branding that we can introduce you to, and perhaps they'll want to utilize your technology, generate their own 3D image, put that on their socials, spend a little Treb, burn a little Treb in the process. So we're here to help, man.
Yeah, and we're definitely excited to do that. It gives us a platform to be on and them as well. Our marketing campaign with what we've been doing on Twitter, we average 9 to 10,000 impressions a day in that sector. And so we're slowly growing. We're keeping above. We've been above an 80K market cap for about over a week. And and that's really surprising for Solana tokens. If you look on Pump.fun, like you guys were saying earlier, within a couple days, even if it's a really strong meme, it is pumped or it's dumped to the ground. And we're able, our community is there, is strong. We have around 500 holders or 460 holders for 100K market cap, which is really strong. We have a lot of people holding in there, and they really want to see this go far, and potential with other partnerships with like collabs with game studios, all of that. We're definitely going to be prioritizing looking at indie game studios.
Yeah, I mean, just for the viewers' own edification, this was a project brought to us by a couple of the Surf DAO group, a couple of the DAO members of the Surf DAO, I should say, brought us Treb or introduced us to Treb and Aliex, and that only normally happens when you have guys who are bought into a project, believe in the long term, and want to help. And so to see guys like Joey and Adam, shout out to those guys, sending us this project for sort of review and consideration, and then of course seeing the partnership come to fruition. That to me is a good sign, right? Because that means that there's members of the community who care about the project. They're holding bags and they're doing what they can to push it. And so my guess is you're going to see more collabs and more partnerships coming with respect to Treb here.
Yeah, and again, with that Telegram community, I really encourage people to join that just to see how it is. And again, ask those hard questions. I love all the comments that come in our Telegram about bug fixes, all of that. It honestly just motivates me to work harder on the site and polish it and make it 100% for new investors coming in. And any innovation ideas, we're always listening. Again, that GIF file of the download that was recommended by the community as well. So we're definitely listening to you guys and adding that into our roadmaps.
That's what it's all about, man. Listening to the community, taking their feedback, using that as inspiration to get better and improve. I know that's our mindset at Crypto Paradise and with the Surf token. So that's going to serve you guys well. Any alpha you can share? Any upcoming like news or announcements that you want to share in advance here for the Crypto Paradise audience?
Yeah, so again, we mentioned that earlier that we have that leaderboard system being implemented, and that I really want to push out there because that's a way for you guys to earn a lot of extra Treb. Even with promoting it, you're going to earn those Treb instantly, but then a reward is handed out if you're one of those top creators. And we're going to send out the details Friday on how much that exactly is. And we're going to start mostly leveraging more AI models, more options with animations. That's a little bit of alpha. We're working on more AI rigging options. And so we're really trying to refine the website, make it easier for you guys to use, and for maybe people that aren't that interested in this sort of space, we want to make it super easy for you to use it, make it one click, and see how it is for yourself. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Hopefully we can get some surfing coconuts, the mascot of Crypto Paradise going, different things. We can try to brainstorm some ideas. Maybe that can be implemented on the website, but it definitely can be implemented on marketing, because the big thing with Crypto Paradise, and we have the Surf token on Pulse Chain, is we're always trying to collaborate and partner with projects, not only to provide benefit to them and allow our DAO community members to win and our community to win, but it's also to open the eyes up of both communities that there's opportunities on multi-networks and really get involved and kind of cross-promote in innovative ways. And this 3D rendering could be a really cool way to show off the mascot of Crypto Paradise, open the eyes of Pulse Chain and the Surf token, and show that, hey, look, this is a Treb token. The Solana utility token is actually providing value back to Crypto Paradise and back to Pulse Chain, a totally different network. And I think that's really the multi-network vision that people have for crypto and blockchain.
Yeah, and I would love to set up some models for you guys and get some of that out there just to show off what we can do and how clean it looks and how fast it's done. It's done in literally minutes, and you can get a professional polished 3D model ready to use for advertising, set and scenes, all of that. So, yeah.
Love it, man. Great stuff. Well, keep up the good work. Appreciate you jumping on. Hopefully we'll have you on again soon. We got some more content coming around Trebly and the Treb token. So keep a lookout for that on the Crypto Paradise channels. But before you jump off, where can our viewers find you guys and find more information?
Yeah, so let me share my screen. For anyone who is wondering about where to find us, here is on Twitter. This is our main tag right here, TreblyAI, pretty easy. We have our website linked, and we have a Twitter community as well. So if you guys can join that up, ask questions. And once you're on the website, Telegram is right there, and it's right on the header. Makes it easy for you guys to find. And if you're wondering about what my personal X is, it is aliex.dev. So thank you.
Appreciate that, man. Keep up the good work, and I like that you're putting yourself out there, going on these interviews and explaining the vision. It's very rare, I would say, for a founder of a Pump Fund token to do that. And this is obviously not your average Pump Fund play, even though it was launched on Pump Fund. So appreciate you, man, and thanks for coming on. We'll hopefully have you on again very soon here. Until next time, guys.
Yeah.
See you on the beach.